Welcome back, everybody. Chef Kevin Belton has stopped by the Winn-Dixie kitchen this morning to share a big easy meal using supreme rice and some delicious Louisiana shrimp. Chef Kev, welcome back to the show.
Man, I am so happy to be back.
So glad to have you on. You just were cooking for the morning show, and now everybody, he is cooking on Great Day. Today you are making a Cajun rice and shrimp skillet. Tell me why you came up with this recipe.
All right. Of course, let me get started with the traditionals. Have a little onion. I'm using a little orange bell pepper. You can use red. I like the red and the oranges and the yellows because they're a little sweet. But you can use the greens. But I just want to get this sauteing a little bit right quick. Okay?
Nice and hot too.
Oh yeah, you know, that's one of the things about cooking. You want a hot skillet, a little Creole seasoning in there.
Always season everything.
Now, South Louisiana, everybody thinks about our Gulf Coast, about the coast.
Yes.
They think about seafood. And one of the things we grow so much of in South Louisiana is rice.
Yes.
And people forget that. But I had the opportunity about grandmother coming from Thibodeau, rice and sugarcane.
Ooh,
okay?
Yes.
And supreme rice, I mean, I love rice. So I always do my homework about rice.
Me too, I love rice.
They started back in 1936 in Kaplan, Louisiana.
All
now,
right.
for you guys, I mean, I know where Kaplan is. We're talking West Louisiana.
Okay.
We're talking, Bojack, the great Zydeco musician, came out of Kaplan. Well, they're in Crowley now. Crowley, just west of Lafayette. But what happens with our rice is we're nothing but swamps and marsh. And that's why, because of the humidity, because of the dampness, because of the wetness, that rice grows like crazy.
Ah, okay.
So they grow different types of rice. So you have a long grain, a medium grain, they do a brown. But something they've done recently with the LSU Rice Center is they developed a jasmine.
Yeah, which you're using today.
And I'm using it today because it has a nutty flavor.
Ooh.
You know, you've heard of people talk about popcorn rice, gang? It has that nutty aroma, that nutty flavor. And you may say that, you know, in Louisiana cooking, we use a lot of long grain rice. The jasmine rice has a tendency to be a little starchier, so it's a little gummier, but it's great for stir fries, it's great for desserts and things like that, okay? Now, we started sauteing the onion and the bell pepper. This may be odd to some folks to do what I'm about to do. I'm about to take our rice.
Stop it.
And put it in.
Because?
And we want to saute it because sauteing this little bit of oil, it'll help it cook better.
Okay.
You know, it gets a little glistening. It almost looks like it's going to be toasted, all right? You know, we mentioned this had a nutty flavor and like a popcorny type flavor. Well, don't worry, it's not going to start popping in the pan.
I was about to step back, Chef.
No, it's not going to start popping in the pan. But we want to saute this down for a few minutes because what will happen is when it does cook, it opens up better. This heat gets to it and it opens up a little better. So I have some tomatoes.
Ooh, getting your vegetables today, everybody. Love that. And you know, we're using supreme rice today. You gave a great story about how supreme rice came to be. What do you think makes supreme rice so supreme?
They've been doing it since 1936. I mean, you know, it's one of those things in Louisiana where a lot of things are passed down through families.
Right.
So here's the grandfather started it, passed it to his son, which passed it to his son.
That's right.
And it's a family-run business. And I want to say it was around 2013.
Okay.
I want to say they started actually doing rice that's sold to the public.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I mean, you're talking like they produce over 1 billion pounds of rice.
Amazing.
Now, 1 billion pounds, gang, that's a lot of rice.
It is.
But we distribute rice. Louisiana rice goes to like 50 countries. Around the world.
It's so great and it's so cool. And you know, I'm wondering how we're gonna add moisture to this because you know, from cooking rice before, you gotta have that moisture. What are you gonna add to this?
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little chicken stock to this, okay? Now, I want this to saute a little bit and I have a cup of rice, so I'm gonna use like 2.5 cups of stock.
Okay.
Because what I want this to have that little extra time. So we'll get our stock in, we'll get this to a boil. I already sauteed the shrimp and cooked them
ahead of time?
Yes.
All right.
You can saute your shrimp, take them out. Once you get the stock in, it comes up to a boil, cover it, medium heat, all right? Over that medium heat, when the rice is like 3/4 of the way cooked through, throw in your shrimp.
Okay.
Now,
to get nice and warm.
It gets nice and warm.
Love it. You're seeing the recipe on your screen right now. Everything that you need to make this Cajun rice and shrimp
Yeah, and it's,
skillet.
it's a nice, simple recipe. And look, here.
Through the magic of television, we got ourselves a finished product.
Now, right before we started, I threw the shrimp in here.
Okay, yes,
So
like
now-
you said.
And look at that. Look how nice and fluffy that is.
Ooh, he's spooning me up a bowl because he knows how we roll here. And what did you top this with? I see some
A
green
little bit
here.
of green onion, a little bit of parsley, green onion.
Thank you, Chef Kev.
And you know, this is something where, you know, in Louisiana, we're used to our habits, okay? We're used to using that long grain rice. But I tell you what, this jasmine rice will grow great with other traditional Louisiana dishes.
And it's not overcooked. This is amazing.
Yeah. It's just enough. So I got it to a boil, covered it medium heat, 3/4 of the way through, I added in the shrimp. Once the shrimp got in, I covered it, shut the fire off. After a few minutes, and let it finish cooking just from the pan.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is delicious, and this is something you can make at home. Chef Kev, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
You're welcome.
Good to see you, as always, my
Same
brother.
here.
And hey, if you want more great recipes, you can log on to supremerice.com or follow them on Facebook and Instagram. All right, everybody, stay right there. A lot more to come on Great Day when we come back.